I remember sitting in the back of a lecture hall, watching the professor's chalk fly across the board. And I was nodding my head, pretending to take notes. But my palms were sweating and my heart was racing because I was that student, trying to look composed while thinking, everyone is getting this but me. Turns out I wasn't alone. But despite research proving that personalized learning is the gold standard, we've spent over a century accepting a flawed bargain in education. In 1984, Benjamin Bloom found that students who received structured one-to-one tutoring dramatically outperformed traditional classroom students. But we couldn't scale humans. We couldn't give every student a personal tutor. So we made a trade. We sacrificed individual excellence for industrial scale. We accepted good enough. But that's only part of the problem. See, the old deal was this. School would teach you the theory. On-the-job training would teach you how to apply it. Your first job was your second classroom. You learned the ropes by doing routine tasks like data entry, drafting, filing, while a senior mentor watched over you. You had years of apprenticeship to develop the professional judgment that you needed to lead. But today, that second classroom is closing. Imagine a student graduating from today's post-secondary education system. Let's call him Leo. Leo walks into his first job, but there are no junior tasks for him to do. AI's already analyzed the data and drafted the reports. So on day one, Leo's expected to lead. He's asked to apply critical thinking, strategic judgment, and accountability as he works with AI. Skills he was supposed to learn over years of experience on the job. Academic theory may have given him the map, but he's never stood in the terrain. He was trained to be a doer of tasks in a world that now needs directors, orchestrators, decision makers. Standing on the edge of that cliff, Leo doesn't just feel like an imposter, he's functionally obsolete. But here's the irony. The same technology that created the entry-level cliff is what can finally scale the personalized learning we've always known to be the gold standard. But technology alone isn't enough. Without a new model that goes beyond personal learning, graduates will still find themselves standing at the edge of that cliff without the practical experience that they need to be leaders of AI. So I'm proposing a new vision for learning, and I call it the practice. And it starts with a personal AI professor, a safe haven for every student. Imagine Leo at 2 a.m. He's working on an assignment, but he's stuck. Instead of staying invisible, he talks to his personal tutor. Now, this isn't just another chatbot. This is Leo's bridge to understanding, right? The AI professor is trained on the curriculum and teaching best practice. It knows Leo, how he thinks, how he learns, and how to meet him where he is. So if Leo likes music, then the AI professor teaches Leo complex marketing theory through the lens of a record label. And Leo can say, I don't get it yet, as many times as he needs to, without judgment, without embarrassment, until that light bulb of understanding finally turns on. But the AI professor is just the beginning. The real transformation happens when Leo steps into the physical world of the practice. It doesn't look like a lecture hall or a classroom. It feels more like a high-stakes operations center. Because in this room, students don't write essays. They manage live and dynamic projects. They use AI to take care of the junior tasks, freeing them up to do higher level work. They spend their class time spotting the errors in AI's logic, navigating strategy disagreements with teammates, and defending their final decisions to a human mentor. They're not just learning how to use AI. They're practicing the social and strategic friction of a real job. And guiding them through all of it is the human professor. Not as a lecturer, more like an architect of human wisdom. When the AI's analysis points in one direction, but Leo's gut says another, it's the human professor that teaches Leo how to hold on to that tension, how to interrogate the AI, weigh the ethics, and own the final call. Again and again and again. This is how we build orchestrators. Leaders who know when to trust the AI's speed and when to override it with human judgment. And that's the mantra of the practice. AI for the content, humans for the context. Now imagine Leo after graduating from the practice. He walks into that same first job. AI's in the room, churning out insights. Leo's peers, graduates of the traditional classroom, they feel lost. They have a map, but they've never stood in the terrain. When AI spits out a hallucination that looks like fact, they don't see it. Leo does. Not because he's a genius, but because he's failed and pivoted 100 times over in the practice. He understands the weight of a decision. He knows how to direct the AI and how to bring a room of people together when things get messy. He doesn't need to wait for a manual that no longer exists. The entry-level cliff is only a fall if we keep going in the same direction. If we leap, it becomes a launch pad. I think about that student sitting in the back of the lecture hall with sweating palms, pretending to keep up. And I wonder, what would have been different had he had the practice? Had someone built him a bridge between the map and the terrain? We can build that bridge. AI will bring the content, we'll bring the context, and together we'll build a future where every student is seen and every graduate is ready.